Slide him under. Come through right there. I don't know.
I don't know if they, I'm assuming there's no PA and stuff, but that's both cars.
Okay. Do you want yours back?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Just get you set up.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
If you need anything over there, get with me or Chris. When you get over there, we got
Yeah.
power. We got
I've done games over there for Preston, so I'm good to go over there.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. I will.
This is Post 21, Evanston Outlaw Baseball on MyLocalRadio.com and on the air at KNYN 99.1 FM, The Big Dog. Evanston Outlaw Baseball is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Bear River Dental, The Best Western, Dunbar Inn and Legal Tender Restaurant, Elling Ford Brothers, Evanston Regional Hospital, Freeway Tire, Hoover Chiropractic, Dr. McKay Frankum, Mountain West Business Solutions, Plains Tire, Rocky Mountain Sign, T-Bar Body Shop, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, the Come On In Casper, Uinta County School District Number 1, West Star Printing, and by Rocky Mountain Yeti. Now, Outlaw fans, let's head to the diamond for today's game.
Well, welcome everybody as the Evanston Outlaws come over here to Pocatello, Idaho, and get ready to take on the Thunder Ridge team in the opening game for them in the tournament. It's also their opening game of 2 games that they'll play today. They have another game coming up at 8:30 tonight as they will take on the Pocatello Razorbacks coming up later this evening, but we'll deal with this game so far here first this afternoon. I'm Dan Hubbard sitting in for Elin as Elin's off on another assignment coming up this weekend, so I'll have all the games for you here for the Outlaws are concerned as we head into the tournament here today, as they'll take on Thunder Ridge here momentarily. Umpires are meeting at home plate. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. First pitch and starting lineups coming up here on this presentation of Outlaws Baseball, brought to you by First Bank of Wyoming on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunbar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunbar Inn.
Gee, Tommy, you look amazing. Did you try something different with your enamel?
No way. I wouldn't do anything to alter these pearly whites, but I did see Dr. McKay Frankum, who told me if I didn't floss, I could miss up 35% of food particles.
Really? He told you that?
Yep, and you know what? He's 100% right. I started flossing, and now I look better than ever.
Wow, I want to see Dr. McKay Frankum.
Well, give him a call. 307-789-8910. Easy to remember, right?
That's super easy. Dr. McKay Frankum at 307-789-8910. I'll call today.
Let's see if we can get you the starting lineups here for the game. As the starting lineup first for the Evanston Outlaws, leading off will be Hank Allred. He'll be doing the catching today. Quentin Elmer will be in right field, and he'll hit second. Gus Allred is the pitcher. He'll hit in the 3 spot. Jagger Mitchell is at shortstop. He'll hit in the cleanup spot here this afternoon for the Outlaws. Bodie Weeks is the third baseman. He'll hit 5th. Clayton Miles, the left field, will bat 7th. Tolan Critchfield, the center fielder, bats 8th. Ryan Baldwin. Can't read my own writing. Ryan Baldwin is the second baseman. He'll hit 8th. And Jaden Schneider, the first baseman, will hit 9th. as the Outlaws go out to take the field. They will be the home team for the game here this afternoon. For Thunder Ridge, they'll line up this way as Colin Webb will lead off. He is the shortstop. Easton Stauffer is the catcher. He'll bat second. Colby Landon is in right field, and he'll hit third. Ethan Daniels, the third baseman, will hit in the cleanup spot. Cy Johns, the first baseman, will hit sixth. Hudson Harker, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. Austin Lee is in left field. He'll hit seventh. Gavin Hex is a center fielder. He will hit eighth. And Riker Hex, the second baseman, he will hit ninth today for Thunder Ridge. And the pitcher today for Thunder Ridge is Creighton Johns, as we're going through their warm-up tosses here as we get ready for this game here this afternoon. Here's, of course, this tournament here in Pocatello is the famous wood bat tournament. So all the guys will be swinging wood bats, so you're not going to hear that familiar ping of aluminum bats as we go through the ball game here this afternoon. And it brings up a lot of interesting things to talk about as far as wood bats are concerned. We'll kind of get into those a little bit as we get a little deeper into the game here this afternoon. For the Outlaws, as they come in with a record of 15-11 on the year, as they had games rained out, their conference games rained out here just recently. We used the term rain. Of course, it wasn't rain. It was the sprinklers were inadvertently left on overnight at the field, so the field was left unplayable. If it sounds familiar, yeah, it's just like a scene right out of Bull Durham where they needed a rain out, and Kevin Costner went over and managed to get the sprinklers turned on overnight, and they had themselves a natural disaster and got a day off when the team needed it most. But that's pretty much what happened to the Outlaws as they had their games canceled earlier this week because of the field being left unplayable. So we're ready to play ball here this afternoon as Thunder Ridge comes up. And turned out to be a very nice day here in Pocatello. Of course, the heat had really been on the last few days up into the upper 90s. It's cooled off a little bit. Game time temperature here this afternoon is right at 90 degrees. Just a light wind and not a cloud in the sky. As we'll get the game started just about 8 minutes late. As Colin Webb, the shortstop for Thunder Ridge, climbs in, and we're ready to go. As Allred rocks and comes home, the first pitch, fastball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Webb, Stauffer, and Landon do up here in the top of the first inning. The left-hander, Allred ready again, comes home. Nice breaking pitch, stays a little up this time to Webb, and it's 1-1 strike. So just the top of the first inning. Glad to have you along with us here this afternoon from Pocatello. Allred's next pitch comes home. Fastball missed inside, kind of backed Webb off the plate a little bit, and it's 1 ball. Check that, 2 balls and 1 strike. Allred's here 2-1 offering. That stays high, and the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 on Colin Webb to lead off. Allred rocks, comes home. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Popped up, that'll go foul and run the count full now, 3-2. Of course, this is the first game of the tournament for Evanston, and it sets up a very interesting situation, and it'll also put the stress on the pitching staff and especially the bullpen. The relief guys for the Outlaws. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's up high, ball 4. So a leadoff walk as Webb heads down to first base. As Allred walks the first man that he faces here this afternoon, and that'll bring up Easton Stauffer, the catcher. Why will it stress the bullpen and the pitching staff for the Outlaws? It's simply this. with this game here now starting at 3:30 Mountain Time, they'll play again tonight and they'll play tomorrow. And by the time the game tomorrow is done, they will have played 3 games in a 24-hour period, as the first pitch is high, ball 1 from Allred. Webb over at first, moderate lead. Left-hander Allred looking over at him, and he's going to go to first base and hops back on the bag. So with playing that many games in that short a time, in the big leagues you might see a situation where you might get a couple of games, a day game followed by a night game. You might get a couple of games within a 24-hour period, but rarely will you see 3 games played within 24 hours. And that's really going to stress the pitching staff and mean that the ace of the staff, Allred, needs to have a good outing here today. As the pitch up high again, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Allred ready, comes home, the 2-0 pitch. That's over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. First as Stauffer climbs out, now jumps back in. Allred ready, looks over at first. Kicks, comes home. The 2-1 pitch is poked along the right field line, but it's going to head foul and fall out of play. And it's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, just the top of the first inning. Glad to have you along. As had pretty good attendance to the previous game. We'll get you caught up on the other scores that have gone on in the games that have been played here. Of course, they're playing the games on 2 different fields, as this is the 3rd game to be played on this field here today. The next pitch is a called strike 3. Good pitch. Gets Stauffer looking. That's the first out. So he strikes out Stauffer. 1 on, 1 out, and now here is Colby Landon, the right fielder. Still Webb over there at first base. Walked to lead off the ball game. And the pitch home, breaking ball, that misses down low, ball 1.
Put a ball in play, let's go, Cole. I'm ready 4.
So Landon wearing a big number 4 on his back. For those who are joining us here on K9 Radio, the Thunder Ridge Club wearing the light blue uniforms here today with white numerals. For Evanston, wearing their gray road uniforms and kind of the old vintage Astros stripes around the midsection in blue and gray. Allred ready again, comes home in the next offering with the runner going, is whacked to center, but right there is the center fielder to haul it in. Crutchfield going to play it. Nope. Crutchfield will get it back in. They said he dropped the ball, but it said it was on the transfer, trying to get the ball out of the glove to throw it back in. So it's the second out, and Webb, who was running on the pitch, Crutchfield, kind of in his haste to make a throw back into the infield, kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but the umpires said it was still an out, so there's 2 outs. And now here is Ethan Daniels, the third baseman. First pitch, breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Schreiber holding Webb over there at first base. And Allred's next pitch home. That's hit foul back into the screen.
I'll take it 16. Appreciate it, man. I just trust it.
So Daniels takes a little walk around, now climbs back in. just settling in here in the first inning. 2 outs as Allred's next pitch. Little roller to the right side. Coming up to get it is Baldwin. Flip it across in time. And the ball dropped at first base. And it's going to be an infield hit apparently as he'd beaten it out. So the infield hit for Daniels, a little slow roller to the right side. That allows Webb to go to second base. And with 2 on and 2 out, here comes the first baseman, Cy Johns. Johns will hit from the right side as he climbs in. 2 outs and Allred trying to wiggle off the hook here in the first inning, get out of a jam. They don't hold the runner at first, and the first pitch is a fastball high to Johns as he's able to take it for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield pretty much straight away. Miles, the left fielder, playing pretty deep in left field. And Elmer over in right playing well off the line as that pitch misses inside, ball 2, 2-0. So the wood bat tournament, a little bit different feel for these kids who coming up playing high school ball. Of course, they're used to swinging aluminum bats. As the next pitch, breaking ball, that's over for a strike, and it's 2-1. So a little bit different feel. Wood bats naturally a little bit heavier than the aluminum bats are. So the important thing is for these kids is to find a bat that's A, comfortable, and B, they can swing. The 2-1 pitch hit foul. That goes back out of play over the top of the first base dugout. Now evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count here on Cy Johns. 2 on, 2 outs in the 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, got him. Good pitch. So it gives up a walk and an infield hit, does Allred, but he comes back and punches out 2 in the inning and leaves a couple of men on base. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left, and we're done with a half inning. After a half inning, it is Thunder Ridge nothing, and the Evanston Outlaws coming to bat. You're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on K9 and mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Bottom of the first inning, no score, as the Outlaws come up for the first time here this afternoon, as Hank Allred, Quentin Elmer, and Gus Allred come to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning to face the right-hander Creighton Johns. First pitch from Johns, over for a strike, swung on and missed, and Allred falls behind here, 0-1. Next pitch, little roller past the mound, big chopper, cut off by the third baseman. He'll play it across in time for the out. So Allred grounds out 5-3, as Daniels able to play it across in time for the out. And with one out, that'll bring Quentin Elmer to the plate. Elmer, the right fielder here this afternoon. Elmer climbs in, hitting .268 on the year. Is hitting from the left side. Look out. Kind of tomahawked that ball up in his eyes and ripped it foul down along the right field line, and it's 0-1. Elmer with 11 hits in 41 total at-bats on the year. Takes the 0-1 pitch down low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And we talked a little bit about the adjustments that some of these guys have to make getting to swing wooden bats, because a lot of the guys at this point in their life, unless they've played in this tournament before, I'm not sure they've used wooden bats before. Off-spree breaking pitch from Johns. That's over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Johns, a right-hander. Those long blonde locks sticking out from under his hat. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Comes up a good fastball up and in that Elmer couldn't lay off. Swings through it and strikes out. And there's 2 outs, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Gus Allred. So here's Gus Allred. Allred with that lofty batting average takes the first pitch up over for a strike. Still hitting in the high rent district is Gus as he checks in, hitting at .412 so far on the year with 28 hits and 68 at bats. It's a ground ball to the right side, handled there by the second baseman who throws him out, and Johns works a perfect 1-2-3 bottom of inning number 1. So the Outlaws go in order. We'll go to the second. No score in the game. You're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515.
We move on to the second inning. No score in the ball game. Thunder Ridge with the only hit so far. A little infield roller in the first inning. As we go here to the top of the second, it'll be Hudson Hawker, Austin Lee, and Gavin Hex due up. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here for Thunder Ridge. As Allred completing his warm-up tosses, they throw the ball through and are ready to go here in the top of the second inning here this afternoon. So Hudson Hawker, the designated hitter, will lead it off here in the top of inning number 2. So waiting for everybody to get in their positions, and Allred climbs on top of the bump and ready to go here as we start the second inning. Allred rocks, comes home, and the first pitch here. Breaking pitch stays a little high. Harker able to hold off of it, and he does not go around on the appeal play. They ask the first base umpire. He says no swing, so it's 1 ball and no strikes. Probably the oldest and the most famous bat-making company has to be the folks in Louisville Slugger, based in Louisville, Kentucky. As the next pitch up high, again, ball two, 2 balls and no strikes. They've been making baseball bats for almost 100 years and certainly have gone through a lot of ash wood over the years. That's the strongest wood that makes the best baseball bats. As the pitch from Allred misses outside again, and it's ball 3. Over recent years, over the last 10 or 12 years, a lot more maple has been used. As a 3-1 pitch over for a strike from 3-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. Either way, as long as you come up with good solid wood, you have a pretty good bat. As the next pitch misses down low, ball 4. So for the second inning in a row, Gus Allred walks the leadoff man and puts the man down at first base. Now here is Austin Lee, the left fielder. Ash wood makes such a good bat because a lot of times the grain is so tight on the ash. It makes for a good strong bat. As the first pitch hit foul back over the top of the screen by Lee, and it's 0-1. That's the key. As long as you can keep the grain very tight, it's less chance for the bat to break, and certainly the bat would have a longer life. Time called, no pitch. As Lee, tired of waiting, asks for and gets timeout. So climbs back in and now climbs back out again. The umpire comes over and says something to him. As umpire couldn't have been talking to him about calling time or asking for timeout late. I thought he asked him plenty of time. But now he climbs back in, hitting from the left side. Being held at first is the runner, breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stave there by Allred to keep it from going to the backstop. And it's a ball. And hustling back to first base was Harker as he took a couple of steps towards second base. As the ball got away from the catcher momentarily. 1 ball and 1 strike. Allred ready again, looks over at first. The 1-1 pitch hit foul. Again back over the top of the screen. It's 1-2. Of course, a lot of players over the years have signed endorsement deals with Louisville Slugger. Some of those older baseball players. Babe Ruth, of course, comes to mind. The runner goes. They got him picked off. They throw to first base. The throw to second is on the wrong side of the bag and allows the runner Harker to get in. So they had him picked off. The throw was low and to the inside of the second base bag as Mitchell came over to field the play and then couldn't get the tag back in time. And Harker able to swipe second base. So he's there with nobody out in scoring position here in the top of the second inning. Next pitch is ripped to center. Coming up, having to play it on a bounce is the center fielder Crutchfield. And because the ball was hit so hard and got it back in so quickly, Harker had to stop at second base. So Lee singles to center, puts runners at the corners, and still nobody out here in the inning. Second hit given up by Allred. As we're going to get a little visit to the mound as Allred, not very sharp, but his secondary pitches so far here in the first inning plus. And that's allowing Thunder Ridge just to sit on fastballs, and that ball was up. And Austin Lee turned it around for a solid single to center field. So time here up to date, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the 3-2 pitch is over for a called third strike. So Daniels goes down on strike. That's the first out here in the top of inning number 3. So here is Cy Johns. Johns was a strikeout victim his first time up, and looks like we're going to have another pitching change here. As remember, we talked about the importance of pitchers giving good outings. Well, they're also going to keep outings, looks like, very short to keep people fresh and available as we make our way through these 3 games in a 24-hour period here for the Outlaws. So another new pitcher coming in, as we'll again try to figure out who this pitcher is going to be. As Mitchell works 2 innings and he leaves. Actually works an inning and leaves and gives up a couple of runs. So another new pitcher on here for the Outlaws. So let's jump in here, take another quick timeout. We'll come back and tell you who this new pitcher is as we continue right after this. Yeah, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just keep it here. Apparently, as again the computer is having some issues now after we've got bumped offline for a minute.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest, so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks, and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515.
Well, the new pitcher here for Evanston is Jaden Schneider. As he comes in to pitch, becomes the 3rd pitcher used by the Outlaws. As he'll come in with 1 out here in the top of inning number 3. And we'll pick up here as Cy Johns will be the first man that he faces with 1 out. So Gus Allen won an inning plus. Jagger Mitchell went an inning and a 3rd and gave up a couple of runs on 2 hits. As the first pitch over for a strike. And it's 0-1 on Johns. Johns a strikeout victim his first time up. Schneider's 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air to left, but hit right at the left fielder who stumbles. Who comes up. Who's that? Not sure who that was out there trying to make the play in left field, but stumbled just as he came up, but he made the catch. And now there's 2 outs in the inning. So here is Hudson Hawker, who scored the first run of the game last time up. Walked, stole a base, and eventually came home on a successful double steal pulled off by Thunder Ridge in the last inning. So Schneider ready. Here comes the first pitch. Is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Pitch to Harker at the knees. And it's no balls and 1 strike. As the next pitch is just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to figure out who's the left fielder. I'm not sure who that is at the moment. I think Mitchell went back to play shortstop again. The 1-1 offering. Hit foul, and it's 1-2. So 2 outs here in the top of the third. Again, we apologize for the technical problem. We got knocked off line. So we scrambled to get back going again. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Hit in the air, hit well to center field. Turning is Crutchfield, going back. It's going to be over his head, and it's going to roll to the base of the wall. He'll get it back in, pulling into second base with a booming double is Hudson Hawker, and he's there with 2 outs. Fourth hit of the game for Thunder Ridge. And that will bring up Austin Lee, who had a single his first time up. Lee will hit from the left side. And hold on. Asking how many outs there were. Yes, I have 2 outs as well. So some discussion about how many outs there were. The umpires decided there were 2, which I concur with. And here's the first pitch to Lee. Misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So 2 runs on 4 hits for Thunder Ridge. They've also left 2 men on base in each inning so far, along with plating the 2 runs. And no runs, 1 hit for Evanston through 2 innings of play. As that pitch, nice little backhanded save by Already, snaps the throw back through to second base, but not in time. 2 balls and no strikes. As Lee climbs back in from the left side again. Outfield pretty much straight away. Again, the right fielder, however, Elmer playing well off the line in right field. As the pitch in the dirt, there goes the runner to the third. He's going to be out by about 10 feet. So Harker tries to take third on a pitch in the dirt, and he's caught stealing 2-5. No runs in the inning, a hit, and nobody left. And we'll make our way to the bottom of the third after 2.5. It's still Thunder Ridge 2, Evanston nothing. You're listening to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
Gee, Tommy, you look amazing. Did you try something different with your enamel?
No way. I wouldn't do anything to alter these pearly whites, but I did see Dr. McKay Frankham, who told me if I didn't floss, I could miss up 35% of food particles.
Really? You told you that?
Yep, and you know what? He's 100% right. I started flossing, and now I look better than ever.
Wow, I want to see Dr. McKay Frankham.
Well, give him a call. 307-789-8910. Easy to remember, right?
That's super easy. Dr. McKay Frankham at 307-789-8910. I'll call today.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Bottom of the third, 2-0. Evanston trails. And the bottom third of the order due up here. Tolan Crutchfield, Ryan Baldwin, and Jaden Schneider due up. And the first pitch to Crutchfield, breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Creighton Johns, who has struck out a couple, has not walked anybody. In fact, as the next pitch swung on and missed again, and it's 0-2. The Outlaws have had only the 1 man on base. That was a single by Jager Mitchell to lead off last inning, but he was out on the front end of the double play ground ball, hit into by Bodie Wicks. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Takes it outside, 1-2. You know, we were talking about Yogi Berra and had the problems he had in breaking so many bats early on in his career with the Yankees. As that pitch misses outside and low again, ball 2-2 rather. Well, the other side of that story is there was actually a guy who played in the major leagues and played about 14 or 15 years and played with the same bat his entire career. Ground ball to third. Daniels has it wide of the bag, throws across in time for the out. So 1 out, and now here's Ryan Baldwin. You may not remember the name because it was back in the Babe Ruth and and Yogi Berra era, but a guy by the name of Joe Sewell played about 15 years in the big leagues and had over 9,000 total at-bats in his career and played with the same bat his entire career. Ball popped up right here behind home plate, lands in the aluminum stands just off to our right, and it's 0-1. The count on Baldwin. Yeah, he didn't break a bat his entire career. He played with the same bat the whole time. Seems almost uncanny that he could do that, but he had a very special way of taking care of the bat to make sure that it would never break. The 0-1 rolled foul up along third, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. What Joe Sewell would do to preserve the bat and the life of the bat was every night, or whether it was during the season or during the off season, again the 0-2 pitch, it's hit to center. As the shortstop going out, he'll be able to make the play as Webb able to cut that ball off and catch it on the fly, and there's 2 outs. What Sewell would do was every night during the season or during the off season, he would rub the bat down with tobacco juice. Just tobacco spit. He'd spit into a cloth and he'd rub it on the bat. He thought that helped keep the bat pliable and keep the grains pliable enough to where they would not snap and be able to withstand the rigors of a baseball season. Well, you have to say he was probably right, as Schneider at the plate and first pitch swung on and missed. Here's the 0-1, chases a pitch in the dirt, and it's 0-2. As he played for all those years and never broke a bat his entire career. Where is the bat? It's in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. As the next pitch, fastball misses outside, 1-2. Yeah, so he went this whole career, played with just one bat. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. So he sets the side down in order. Evanston goes out in order 1-2-3 for the second time, and he has 3 strikeouts in the game, does Creighton Johns, and we are done with 3. We'll move along to the 4th inning, 2-0 Thunder Ridge. You're listening to a presentation of Outlaws Baseball presented by First Bank of Wyoming on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosana Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Red Devils. West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Two 2-0 Thunder Ridge leads after 3 innings as we head here to the 4th. And here in the 4th inning, Gavin Lux will lead off here for the Thunder Ridge. Be followed by Riker Hex, and then back to the top of the order, and Colin Webb all due up against the 3rd pitcher of the day, Actually, I take it back. You know what? It's actually be Austin Lee who leads off here in the inning, as he was left standing at home plate when Harker was thrown out trying to steal third base. So it'll be Lee to lead off here in the top of the fourth. I stand corrected. Lee, Hex, and Hex. As Snyder, the third pitcher for Evanston, as not sure if they're just keeping just very short outings to keep pitch counts down to be able to preserve the pitching staff for the run here in Pocatello. As if you missed the top of the broadcast, Evanston's playing 3 games in a 24-hour period. As that first pitch swung on and missed by Lee, and it's 0-1. Lee singled and scored back in the second inning. Next pitch, a little off-speed pitch by Schneider, gets away from the catcher Allred and goes back to the backstop. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield straight away here against Lee, and the next pitch, again, kind of a little let-up pitch. It hit in the air to left field, but coming up it is the left fielder to make the catch. So there's 1 out. Now we'll get to Gavin Hex, who was a strikeout victim his first time up.
That is a good piece of handball.
So 1 out here in the top of the fourth, and here's Gavin Hex. Pitches up high. Ball 1 to start out to Hex. First 2 innings in the game, Evanston pitchers gave up opening walks. And the last 2 innings, last inning and this inning here in the fourth, they've at least be able to get the first man out. As the next pitch to Hex is swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch popped up, right side of the infield. Second baseman Baldwin coming up, just a step onto the infield grass, able to make the catch. That's the second out. So 2 outs, and now here's Riker Hex. For Evanston, 4 games over 500 so far on the year at 15-14, or 15-11, I should say. As they're giving it a meeting at the mound is Allred. The catcher goes out to talk to Schneider for a moment. Riker Hex, also a strikeout victim his first time up, as he went down swinging. That was the second out back in the second inning, as Mitchell came on in relief of Gus Allred, who had given up the walk and the single to lead off the second inning. Mitchell came in and got the 2 Hexes to strike out, but then a walk, single, and a stolen base produced a couple of runs. As the next pitch misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes here on Riker Hex. The 2-0 pitch from Schneider. That's over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Ball gets away on the mound here for a moment, so Schneider has to go pick it up. Climbs back up on top, rocks back to his delivery. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That misses up high again, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1 with 2 outs. Hex waiting at the plate, the 3-1 pitch. That's hit to left field, and that's going to be in for a hit. So Riker has hit number 5 on the day for Thunder Ridge as he singles to left field. And again, we go back to the top of the order. And Colin Webb, who has walked twice and then left stranded on base twice as well, will come to the plate. As Allred holds the runner over at first base. Off to a pretty good lead is Hex over there. Not running, and the first pitch misses outside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. You can always judge by a base runner how good the size of their lead is, judging by where their right foot is in relationship to that cutout in the grass right there around first base. If they get that right foot out past it, you better go over there. They do, and they got him. As Riker Hex got that right foot out past the cut of the grass, Snyder noticed it, went over there, and they picked him off. So no runs in the inning, a hit, nobody left. We're done with 3.5. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Still, Thunder Ridge up 2-0. You're listening to a presentation of Outlaw Baseball, brought to you by First Bank of Wyoming on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
This First Bank of Wyoming broadcast of Outlaws Baseball is brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and he can help you get rid of migraines and allergies.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
Bottom of inning number 4, still 2-0. The Outlaws still looking for their first run. In fact, they only have 1 hit, as the catcher Hank Allred will lead off here as we go to the bottom of inning number 4. As first ball swinging, whacks it in the gap to left center, coming over to the center fielder. Hex can't get it. It's going to bounce behind him and go to the fence. He'll go to second and stay there on the leadoff double. So Hex bangs one off the left center field fence for a double to lead off the inning. And Elmer, Allred, and Mitchell will come up and try to pick him up. There is Quentin Elmer, the right fielder, struck out his first time up, 0 for 1 in the game. As the first pitch just reaches out and just pokes it. It's a little pop-up to the shortstop, as Webb is there to put that away. So 1 out. That'll bring up Gus Allred, who started the game pitching, left after an inning plus, and his only at-bat so far here this afternoon, grounded out to the second baseman. You know, learning to go from aluminum bat to a wood bat is not an easy proposition, not at all. First pitch here to Allred is up high, ball 1. A lot of adjustments that need to be made, picking the right bat. The ability to hit a ball is not just how strong you are, but rather it's bat head speed, as that ball's hammered to center field. Back on the ball goes Hex, just short of the track, makes the catch. As Allred flies out. Hank Allred had gone halfway, had to come back and tag up, so he has to stay there at second base now with 2 outs. Gus hit it hard, but the center fielder Hex tracked that ball all the way back near the fence over in the right center field to make the catch. And now here is Jagger Mitchell. Mitchell has the only hit of the game so far for the Outlaws. A leadoff single in the bottom of the second inning, but it was out on the double play ground ball that followed. So it's 2 outs here. As the first pitch to Mitchell Hits it along the left field line, coming over the left fielder Lee, and can't get to it. It's going to fall fair, and coming home to score is Allred, and it's now 2-1 as Mitchell has his second hit of the game and picks up an RBI. So 2 hits in the inning for Evanston. Tying run over at first base with 2 outs. And now here is Bodie Weeks. As for Mitchell, see if we can find Mitchell's information here on the stat sheet as the pitch misses down low, ball 1. For Mitchell, that RBI, his 29th of the year, which leads the team. 1 ball, no strikes to Bodie. He goes up and hits a ball into short center field. The second baseman Hex going out and able to make the play, going away. Nice play by the second baseman Riker Hex, and the inning is over. But not before Evanston gets on the board. A run on 2 hits. They leave a man on base as well. We'll move along to the 5th as Evanston cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. And you're listening to a presentation of Outlaws Baseball brought to you by First Bank of Wyoming on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Or like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks, and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515.
Well, the Outlaws able to produce a run, cut the lead in half. It's 2-1 as we go here to the top of the 5th inning. And here in the 5th, Thunder Ridge again will start from the top of the order as Colin Webb was left standing at home plate when the runner was picked off first. So it's Webb, Stoffer, and Landon due up here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-1. Schneider stays on the mound here for the Outlaws. Webb still looking for an official at-bat. Has walked a couple of times and left on base twice so far here this afternoon as well. So home plate umpire walks over to say something to the Outlaws dugout. There's some sort of a change coming, I believe, for the Thunder Ridge Club. As Schneider ready, the first pitch here in the top of the 5th inning is outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Other games that have gone on today, as we mentioned, this is the 4th game on this field. As that pitch over for a strike. As they started early, 8 o'clock this morning, as Hillman beat Malad by a score of 4-2. The 2-0 pitch hit to center field. That's going to get in for a hit. First hit of the game for Webb. 6th hit overall for the Thunder Ridge team. And now here is Easton Stoffer. Struck out, singled, drove in a run. So 1 for 2 is Stoffer as he climbs in. And the third baseman, Wicks, comes up looking like they expect a bunt as the pitch is whacked to the shortstop. He has it. Snap throw back to second, back to first in time for the double play. So Stoffer lines into a double play. hit it right on the screws, but lined into a double play. As they throw back and they get Webb before he can get back to the bag. So there's 2 outs. And now here's Colby Landon, 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Flew out and struck out. So the first game went to Hillman 4-2. Burley and Marsh Valley played to a 5-5 tie. Some of the folks I talked to who were here watching that game couldn't quite understand how the game could possibly end in a tie, but it did, as each of these games are on a 2-hour time limit, and they came back and tied the game, but they are past the time when a new inning could start to try to keep everything running on time, and that's the way the game ended in a 5-5 tie. Then just before we went on the air, the Pocatello Rebels took on the team from Blackfoot, Idaho, and won that game by a score of 15-0. Next pitch, off speed, almost a eephus pitch, goes over everybody's head and goes to the backstop. So Colby Landon climbs back in. 2 balls and a strike. And the next pitch is over this time, and it's now 2-2. I know over on the other field where we will be coming up at 8:30 tonight, as Evanston will be playing the last game of day 1 of the tournament as well, as they'll take on the Pocatello Razorbacks coming up later on. As that pitch is up and in and actually hits Landon right in the helmet, so he'll head down to first base. First hit batter by either side today. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Ethan Daniels again. As they come in to say something to the pitcher, and also the first base coach and the skipper for the Thunder Ridge team goes over to check on his runner over there at first base, Landon, to make sure he's okay after he took that one off the helmet. So here's Landon. Check that out. Here's Daniels, I should say. Singled, struck out, 1 for 2. 2-1, Thunder Ridge on top, playing here in the top of inning number 5. Schneider ready, comes home. First pitch is inside, a little low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. The one game that I know the score was played over on the other field, Thunder Ridge, this same Thunder Ridge team beat Shelley by a score of 9-0. As Evanston will see Shelley coming up tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon here on this field. Small lead over at first base there. As the next pitch, that is down low, maybe a little outside, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 on Daniels. Landed over at first. Holding is Schneider, now comes home, the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball toward third and foul, just outside of the bag before Wicks could pick it up, and it's 2-1. So depending on how Evanston does in the tournament, wins and losses against the pool play that they are in, as they are in and play other games against the Razorbacks and Shelley, as a ground ball towards short. Charging is the shortstop. Mitchell has it, doesn't have a play. Snap throw back to second, and he is safe there. So the slow roller, Mitchell charged but didn't have a play, is an infield hit. Daniels has his second hit of the game. 7 hits overall now for Thunder Ridge. And 2 outs and 2 on. Here's Cy Johns, who struck out, and he's also flown out to left, 0 for 2 on the day. As the first pitch to Cy misses outside and low, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. So the other teams in the Pool A, in which Evanston is in, the Razorbacks, Thunder Ridge, and Shelley. So depending on how they do in their pool play, they will decide on where exactly and who they will play on Friday. Ground ball to second. They'll go the short way, get the force, and the inning is over as Cy Johns grounds into the force play. So no runs in the inning, couple of hits, a hit batter, and they end up leaving a couple of men on base as well as we'll go to the bottom of inning number 5. It's still 2-1. Thunder Ridge leads on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
Time flies, especially when you're having fun. This is Jeremy Rex, manager at T-Bar S in Evanston. It's hard to believe that we've been here almost a year with our new management team and staff. Did you know that you can have your vehicle detailed, your windshield replaced, chip repair done, or get your trailer refinished or rewired at T-Bar S? Of course, we are a full-service collision repair shop, too. You can even change your oil and your brakes. Visit T-Bar S today. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, Evanston.
Well, just as we expected, a change is coming here for Thunder Ridge. We'll have a new pitcher, as the new pitcher is Colby Landon, who comes in from his right field spot to take over on the mound, and Creighton Johns will now take over in right field. So Johns went 4 innings, gave up a run that was earned on 3 hits, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 3 overall. So here is Clayton Moyles to lead off. Here's we go to the bottom of inning number 5 here for Evanston. Miles, Crutchfield, and Baldwin due up against the new pitcher as Landon, who throws pretty hard, gets it up there in a hurry, and the pitch swung on and missed. It's quite the contrast as Creighton Johns changed speeds, used a lot of motion and movement, and Creighton and Colby Landon just rows back and tries to throw it by people as the 0-1 pitch hit foul, and it's now no balls and 2 strikes. Miles, who struck out his first time up, and time called quickly as the umpire grants time, and Miles steps out for a moment. Evanston trailing by a run. Here's we play in the bottom of inning number 5. Landon Wines comes home in the 0-2. Bounces up there. Goes to the backstop. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Trying to get the leadoff man aboard. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Miles. Hit in the air. Short right field. Johns. And it comes up, and Creighton able to make the catch for the first out. So just into the game in right field. And able to come up and make the catch. Now here is Tolan Crutchfield. Crutchfield also 0 for 1, grounded out to third his first time up here this afternoon. First pitch to Crutchfield. Misses down low, ball 1 ball, 1 no strikes. So coming up at 8:30, Evanston will take on the Pocatello Razorbacks. As that pitch wild goes all the way to the backstop, and it's 2-0. Razorbacks have been kind of just hanging around since about noontime. They played at 10:30 this morning against Shelley do not have a report on that game, as that ball hit wide at first, but backhanded neatly by the first baseman, John. So Cy John comes off the bag and able to make the play, and there's 2 outs. Now here's Ryan Baldwin.
Remind me to do my paperwork at the end of the inning, Chris.
Baldwin popped up his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The Outlaws had a hit in the second, put together a couple of hits in the fourth to produce a run, but other than that, they've been held pretty much at bay. And the first pitch here to Baldwin misses down low. Ball 1 ball with no strikes. Landon ready again. Rocks and comes home. And the right-hander's pitch is low. Ball 2-0. Coming up after we're done on this field, Riverton will take on Ridgeline. As that pitch over for a strike, and it's now 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Is Landon working quickly, ground ball to short. Webb charges from the cut of the grass, throws not in time. Baldwin hustles up the line, beats it out. Just the fourth hit of the game for Evanston. And coming up here is Eric Greer. I believe Greer is playing in right field. As they go to first base and back to the bag over there safely is Baldwin. So here's Greer up there for his first time up here today. Late on a fastball, and it's 0-1. Pretty good ball game. Even though Evanston has run 3 different pitchers out there, ball goes to the backstop, and going to second base on the wild pitch is Baldwin. So there's the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs. And Eric Greer with a ball and a strike, having an opportunity to pick up the tying run. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Thunder Ridge on top. As the shortstop tries to sneak in behind him, half swing at home plate. Greer goes too far, and it's 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hold on, timeout. They want to. Greer asked the home plate umpire to check the ball after that ball bounced up there in the dirt. So he puts the new ball into play. And Greer ready to climb back in again at 1-2. Landon ready, looks back at second. Next pitch bounces up there, 2-2. Good save by the catcher, Stauffer, to keep it from going to the backstop. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the shortstop tries to sneak in behind the runner. The 2-2 pitch. Again, low, and the runs the count full, now 3-2. So 3-2 the count on Greer with 2 outs. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. So Landon rears back and throws it by him and leaves the tying run standing at second base. No runs, an infield hit, and 1 left for Evanston. It stays 2-1 on our Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we'll move along to the 6th on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festival, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit mylocalradio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
After 5 innings this afternoon, 2 runs on a total of 7 hits for Thunder Ridge. Evanston 1 run on 4 hits as we go here to the top of the 6th inning. As here in the top of the 6th, as they have it'll be Creighton Johns, who was the pitcher, who now, because he stayed in and played in right field, will now take over in the DH's spot. So he'll hit in Harker's spot. Harker doubled and walked. So Johns, and now here hitting in the leadoff in the leadoff spot here as we go to the 6th, and the first pitch hit foul, and it's 0-1. So John's first official at-bat today, as he was DH for while he was pitching, but pitched pretty well. Gave up just a run on 3 hits over his 4 innings of work as that pitch misses outside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Snyder stays in the game as he came in with 1 out in the top of the 3rd, as that ball's going to be hit into center field. And another hit for Thunder Ridge, their 8th of the day, as John singles to lead off here in the top of the 6th inning. So the leadoff man aboard, and here is Ashton Lee. 2nd inning in a row and 4th overall out of the 6 that's Thunder Ridge has gotten the leadoff batter on base. As they go to first base, and back to the bag over there is Johns. Well, since we talked about it last inning before the runner was picked off, let's keep an eye on Johns' foot and see where he lands out there. There he goes, as the bunt is pushed foul up along 3rd. So this is a pinch hitter for Austin Lee. As at the plate, this is Blanchard at the plate. Up there for his first time up. Again, bunting. Good bunt up along the first base side. Schneider down to get it. He'll flip it to first in time. And the sacrifice works as Johns moves up to second base. So there's 1 out. Runner into scoring position. And now here is Gavin Hex. 0 for 2. Struck out, looking, and popped up. So a little bit of an insurance run standing out at second base here for Thunder Ridge. They lead 2-1 here in the top of the 6th. As Schneider ready, the right-hander sets at the letters, looks back at second base at Johns a couple of times, comes home, and the first pitch to Hex is hit foul. That'll be off the screen over by the Outlaw dugout on the first base side. And it's 0-1. So 0-1 the count. Schneider again sets at the letters, looks back at second, and the 0-1 in the dirt. Nice save there by Allred to keep it from going to the backstop, and it's a ball and a strike. Center fielder Crutchfield, fairly shallow, almost like he's trying to sneak in and play a rover position out behind second base. The 1-1 pitch. That misses up high, 2 balls and a strike. The other two outfielders on his left and right are both, probably 8 to 10 steps deeper than he is in center field. In fact, Greer in left field is playing the deepest of the three. Again, Schneider ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that's up high. He falls behind, 3 balls and a strike. Time called. As we're going to get a visit to the mound as the skipper for the Outlaws going to make their way out. And hold on, he's seen enough. We're going to have a pitching change right here. So we're going to have a new pitcher coming in. The mysterious left fielder is the left-hander is going to come in. And he's going to pick up here. So, again, let's take a timeout. We'll come back and figure out who the new pitcher is coming up here for Evanston. We'll do all that right after this timeout.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
As your local Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp dealer, Mountain West Business Solutions represents quality office equipment that lasts. We work with each client to understand your workflow, your goals, and your bottom line. Whether you lease or purchase office equipment, we have many ways to work with you to provide the best products at the best value. We also service and provide supplies for HP printers. Call Mountain West Business Solutions today. Let us help you find the best solutions for you and your business.
New pitcher for the Outlaws is Clayton Miles, who comes in, the left-hander, as he'll inherit the 3-1 count here against Gavin Hex. Schneider goes back over and plays at first base, and it is Allred, who now moves out to play in right field, and Elmer will move over from right to left as Miles comes in to take over on the mound. So 2-1, 1 out here in the top of inning number 6. And the new pitcher, the left-hander Miles, inherits the 3-1 count with 1 out here on Gavin Hex. Runner at second base with 1 out is Creighton Johns, as he singled and then was sacrificed to second, and you're up to date. So here's Miles. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It missed outside, ball 4. So another walk. Puts runners at first and second. Now here's Riker Hex. As I believe that walk is charged to Schneider with the 3-1 count. So here's Riker Hex and takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Double play in order here for Evanston, with runners at first and second and 1 out. As the Evanston outfield comes in several steps here against Riker Hex, and the pitch misses outside, 1-1. Hex singled last time up. He's also struck out, 1 for 2 on the day, and it was Riker Hex who got his foot out past the cutout, and like he was going to run, as the pitch is up high, they bluff a throw back to second base. It's 2-1. And then Schneider picked him off over at first base before he could run. So 2 balls and a strike. Still only 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Miles ready. Show bunt. Hex bunts at it. And they're going to ask, are they? They do. Wow, and he says no bunt. No attempt at the pitch. Wow. So the count goes to 3-1. Certainly looked like Riker Hex had made a bunt attempt at the pitch. But the umpires say no, so the count goes to 3-1. And the 3-1 offering is low, and they'll load the bases. That walk does go to Miles, and that also loads the bases. That's 5 walks given up by Evanston pitchers here this afternoon. Now we go back to the top of the order, and the kid who's walked 2 of those 5 times, Colin Webb, coming up. He also singled his last time up, so he's 1 for 1 officially on the day today. So a little bit of trouble here for Evanston. Bases loaded and 1 out in the first pitch here. Fastball to Webb is up high, ball 1, 1-0. Miles goes back to working out of the windup now with the bases loaded. The 1-0 pitch is over, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. A little bit of a groan from everybody in the stands. Thought the pitch was down, which I have to kind of agree with. The 1-1 offering. It's whacked toward left center field. It's going to get down. It's going to find the gap. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And going all the way to the third base is Riker Hex on the 2-run double. And it's 4-1. So Colin Webb doubles home a pair. And Riker Hex stops at third. So scoring on the play was Johns and Gavin Hex. So it makes it 4-1 here in the 6th inning. And now some discussion. I think they're talking about potential obstruction or interference call out on the base paths as Thunder Ridge's skipper out talking to the umpires, fairly animated as he's talking to the umpires and pointing out toward the baselines. But the umpires aren't buying it. So 4-1 as Webb doubles in a couple of runs. He's 2 for 2 now, officially on the day. If I thought I could hear the discussion as the skipper for Thunder Ridge was saying that one of the infielders for the Outlaws had come over and tried to say something or make the runner Webb at second base think the play was coming in behind him, which you're right, no, you can't do, but the umpires say no, he didn't do that. So here is Easton Stauffer, who has an RBI single to his credit. Take the first pitch high. The 1-0 pitch is up high again, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Stauffer's last time up hit a ball on the screws, but he hit it at the shortstop and turned it into a double play. Next pitch, there's a good fastball from Miles. That's swung on and missed. The 2-1 offering hit foul, and the count now goes to 2-2. The 2-2 offering hit in the air toward right center field. Coming over, they're not going to get it. It's going to go to the fence. That's going to get 2 more runs in. A pair of our 2-run doubles here in the inning. 4 runs home in the inning, and it's 6-1. So Hex and Webb come in on the 2-run double by Easton Stauffer. 4 runs home here in the inning on 3 hits and a pair of walks in the inning. And now here is Colby Landon at the plate. And all of a sudden, Evanston trails by 5 runs, and they have a whole lot of work to do. Of course, we talked about not going too deep into your bullpen if you can avoid it, because you're going to play so many innings in a 24-hour stretch. As the first pitch misses outside, ball 1. Miles, the 4th pitcher used by Evanston on the afternoon. Miles ready again, checks back at second, and he's going to go back there. And hopping back on the bag is the runner out there now, as Stauffer, the catcher, was replaced by the replacement runner. So we can check the roster here and get a name for him as the pitch swung on and missed by Landon. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Grismet is the runner at second base. Here's the 1-1. Over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Wow. Landon immediately, his head snapped around, looked back over to the third base dugout thinking that pitch was low. Miles maybe got away with one there, but the count goes to 1-2. Still only 1 out of the inning. There's the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called as Landon goes down on strikes for the 2nd time today. That's the 2nd out in the inning. First strikeout for Clayton Miles. And now here is Ethan Daniels, the 3rd baseman. So here's Daniels. Stauffer with a lead away from, or I should say Grismet, the pinch runner, the lead away from second base, and the first pitch is rolled foul, and it's 0-1. 4 runs in the inning on 3 hits, a pair of walks. As the wildness for Evanston here in the inning has come back to kind of bite them. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Good pitch as a snap throw back to second base, not in time, as Grismet back to the bag. So Daniels now behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Miles ready, looks back at second, and the 0-2. Breaking ball just missed inside. So a ball and 2 strikes. Grismet again walking lead away from second. Fastball is high, gets away from Allred, goes to the backstop, and Grismet's going to go to third on the wild pitch. So Evanston was trailing by a run coming into this inning. Thunder Ridge has plated 4, opened this game up a little bit. And his little hidden ball trick over there at third base. Grismet's not buying it. As the count now at 2-2. Comes Grismet down the line from third. The left-hander Miles coming home. Pitch misses high and away. Runs the count full, 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And the 3-2 offering swung on and missed. So Daniel strikes out, but they send 8 men to the plate, do Thunder Ridge. 4 of them come home to score on 3 hits, and they leave a runner standing over at third base just to make it a little bit better. So we're done with 5.5. And checking the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, it's now Thunder Ridge 6 and Evanston 1 on this first Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
Evanston trails by 5 as we go here to the bottom of the 6th. And just a quick peek at my watch. If they're going to do something offensively, they probably need to start doing it here. Trailing by 5, because we're about 10 minutes away from where no new inning could start. We've played for about an hour and 50 minutes now. So if Evanston's going to get something going offensively, they need to probably do it here. And they'll start from the top of the order, as it'll be Hank Allred, Quentin Elmer, and the Gus Allred due up here against Kobe Landon, the second pitcher of the game for Thunder Ridge. And the first pitch is a fastball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Allred doubled and scored. That's the only run for Evanston on the game today, as that pitch is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Allred is also grounded out. 4 hits in the game for Evanston. That's it, and 2 of them belong to Jagger Mitchell. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Allred. Misses up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Don't forget, 8:30 the scheduled time for the second game that Evanston will play today. Over on the other field, Hollowell Field, if you're familiar with it, here in Pocatello. The pitch misses outside again, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Here's the 3-1 offering to Allred. It's going to be low, ball 4, and Preston has the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's just the first walk given up by Thunder Ridge pitching here today. Now hold on, here comes the skipper out to the mound. Is he going to take the ball, or is this just going to be a pep talk here? Just an attempt to burn up a little more time to make sure that we can't start another inning as he comes out to talk to his pitcher. For Evanston, in that other game coming up at 8:30 tonight, they'll take on the Pocatello Razorbacks in the other field here at this complex, or a field that I am familiar with, that Preston plays on when they come over here to play Pocatello or Century High Schools. It's the former minor league ballpark that the Pocatello Giants used for a long, long time. So here's Kason Smith, who will hit here. Up there for his first time, hitting an Elmore spot in the lineup, as the first pitch is down low, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Runner over at first is Hank Allred. Evanston trailing by 5. Is that pitch in the dirt again? Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. And again, you watch the game with one eye, and the other eye has to stay on the clock as the wristwatch now becomes an enemy of the Outlaws as the time starts to tick away to where we can't start another inning. As the 2-0 pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1 here on Smith. Gus Allred waiting on deck. Comes home. Smith gets the knuckles out of the way as the pitch misses inside, and it goes to 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1. Smith back up there, taking and takes a strike, and the count now full 3-2. So 3-2, runner at first, nobody out, bottom 6. Thunder Ridge on top, 6-1. And backing off is Landon before coming home with a 3-2 offering. So as he steps off here momentarily, Already goes back to tag up at the bag. Now back out to a pretty good lead again. They go over there and back in as he dives back into that soft dirt over there. Head first is Allred, and he's safe over there at first base. So Smith will climb back into the batter's box again and await another 3-2 pitch. And the 3-2 offering is low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and Evanston with runners at first and second and nobody out. So Landon walks the first two men here in the inning. And now here is Gus Allred, 0 for 2. Grounded out early in the game, and last time up, he put the center fielder Hex up against the fence in center field to haul in his drive. And comes up here with 2 on and nobody out. So a very big spot here for Gus Allred. Johns, the right fielder, way off the line with the left-hander at the plate. As the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Landon able to paint that outside corner at the knees. Good pitch. We got the called strike. Next pitch, it's hit toward left center field, coming up and diving, can't make the catch. It bounces behind the outfielder. Here comes Smith to the plate. He's all the way to third base is Allred. It'll be a 2-run triple, and he'll stay there, and still nobody out in the inning. It's 6-3. So the left fielder came over to try to make a play on that slicing drive into the gap in left center field. Did not make a play on the ball. In fact, didn't touch the ball, and it bounced behind him all the way to the fence. By the time they got it back in, Allred and Smith had scored. Gus Smith all the way to third, and it's 6-3. But Evanston still has some work to do, as the tying run potentially is still standing on deck. And the first pitch here to Jager Mitchell over for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Mitchell. That's up high, a ball and a strike. Mitchell singled in the second, singled in a run in the fourth. The 1-1. That misses down low again. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Landon trying to work quickly. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Johns is right there. Tagging is Allred. Johns with the catch. Here comes Allred to the plate. The throw is pretty good, but not in time. So the scoring fly ball by Mitchell picks up the run. Makes it 6-4, but now the bases are empty. And there's one out in the inning. And here comes another visit from the skipper. And that'll be a pitching change here for Thunder Ridge, as Landon will be done with one out and the bases are empty, and Bodie Wicks due up. So another pitching change. We'll slide in another timeout. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up right after this.
Gee, Tommy, you look amazing. Did you try something different with your enamel?
No way. I wouldn't do anything to alter these pearly whites, but I did see Dr. McKay Frankham, who told me if I didn't floss, I could miss up 35% of food particles.
Really? He told you that?
Yep, and you know what? He's 100% right. I started flossing, and now I look better than ever.
Wow, I want to see Dr. McKay Frankham.
Well, give him a call. 307-789-8910. Easy to remember, right?
That's super easy. Dr. McKay Frankham at 307-789-8910. I'll call today.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
With 3 runs home in the inning, the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard now tells us that it is a 6-4 lead for Thunder Ridge. 1 out here in the inning, nobody on base for Evanston, and Grimmett now comes in to pick up here with the bases empty and 1 out in the bottom of inning number 6. So 6-4 as Evanston, I should say, got walks to Hank Allred and Kason Smith to lead off the inning. Gus Allred sliced a ball in the left center field that ended up going to the fence, scored 2. And then the scoring fly ball by Jagger Mitchell picked up Allred for the 3rd run of the inning. And it's 6-4 with 1 out. But again, Evanston, the time ticking away. In fact, on my watch, they would be right at 2 hours right now. They wouldn't be able to start another inning. So Evanston needs to come up with a couple of more base runners to try to get this game even, to try to salvage at least a tie here. If not, get 3 runs home here still in the inning to walk away with a win. So 1 out, and here's Bodie Weeks. Weeks today grounded into a double play and popped up and whacks this ball into center field in the first pitch. That's going to be his first hit of the day. So Evanston's still alive as Wicks singles to center on the first pitch that he sees from Grimmett. And again, that brings the tying run to the plate now as Clayton Miles comes up. Miles 0 for 2, struck out and flew out. As Colby Landon, I should say, the pitcher who just left the game, went back out and played in right field again. And Creighton Johns moved from right over to left. So the first pitch here to Miles is up high, ball 1. The next pitch misses down low, ball 2. So Miles at the plate representing the tying run. Crutchfield waits on deck. So they still need to get at least one more man on base. The 2-0. Matt misses inside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Shows bunt, taking all the way and taking a strike was Miles. There's now 3 balls and a strike. Wicks not much of a threat to run over at first base. The pitch is rolled foul up along the third base side, and the count goes full, 3-2. Now, just as I say that, still down by 2 runs, you wouldn't think Wicks would be running here with 1 out in the 3-2 count, but needing to generate some offense, we'll see. Nope, he's not going, and the pitch is going to be pulled at the third baseman. Daniels has it, throws back across for the double play. So Evanston hits into the 3rd double play of the afternoon And the ball game is over as they line into the double play as Wicks can't get back to the bag in time as Miles lines into the 5-3 double play. And the game comes to an end as Thunder Ridge will win it by the final score of 6-4 here this afternoon. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have the post-game show coming up for you. We'll do all that as we continue right after this. The final score, Thunder Ridge 6, Evanston 4 on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
The best cement comes from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. They've been mixing cement for every type of job for generations. Major construction, road and bridge, cement blocks, foundations, sidewalks, curb and gutter, cement steps, septic tanks and water troughs. No job is too large or too small. Make sure you get the best quality cement available at the best prices. Always get your cement from Ellingford Brothers. Call today. Ellingford Brothers, we know cement. 307-789-1515.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Well, welcome back here to the postgame show. As Evanston comes up short, they scored 3 runs in the last inning, but still came up a couple of runs short as they lose by the final score of 6-4, according to the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap brought to you by Jimmy John's at 111 Front Street in Evanston for Thunder Ridge to win it 6 runs on 10 hits. Evanston 4 runs on 6 hits. The starting pitchers end up being the pitcher of record as Creighton Johns will be the winning pitcher this afternoon as he went the first 4 innings and gave up just a 1 run on 3 hits and struck out 3 during that time. The loss goes to Gus Allred, who struggled in an inning and a plus that he was in there. Although he only gave up a couple of 1 run, he did walk a couple, and those turned into 2 runs, and he left having given up 2 runs, and that ended up being really the difference in the game as Evanston fell behind early. Were never able to get all the way back, although they cut the lead in half at 2-1 there for a short time. But then once Thunder Ridge scored the 4 times in the top of the 6th inning, that really ended up being the difference in the game. So Evanston loses the opener of the tournament 6-4 here. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our Dr. McKay Frankum precision play of the game as we have more on the post-game show coming up for you. I should say coming up right after this.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
As your local Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp dealer, Mountain West Business Solutions represents quality office equipment that lasts. We work with each client to understand your workflow, your goals, and your bottom line. Whether you lease or purchase office equipment, we have many ways to work with you to provide the best products at the best value. We also service and provide supplies for HP printers. Call Mountain West Business Solutions today. Let us help you find the best solutions for you and your business.
Your Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game is brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Dentistry for the entire family in Evanston. For an appointment, you can call 307-789-8910. That's 307-789-8910. Well, the big precision play of the game for Thunder Ridge has to be the back-to-back two-run doubles in the top of the sixth inning that really broke the game open. But the precision play of the game that we'll talk about, well, came in the bottom of the sixth inning. Gus Allred came up with nobody out, runners at first and second after Hank Allred and Creighton Smith both walked to open the inning as Smith sliced a triple into left center field, ended up going to the wall, drove in a couple of runs, was his only hit of the game and only 2 RBIs of the game. Got Evanston back close to within a couple of runs, but they couldn't get any closer and ended up losing by the final score of 6-4. That's your Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Again, for appointments at Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Dentistry, call 307-789-8910. That'll wrap up our broadcast here. We'll be back at 8:30 for the second game of the doubleheader as Evanston will be taking on the Pocatello Razorbacks coming up at 8:30 tonight. So we'll be back on the air, bringing the second game coming up right around 8:30 this evening. So we'll talk to you then. Until then, the final score from the first game here as Thunder Ridge wins it by the final score of 6-4. This has been a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaws baseball on K9 and on mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Special thanks to executive producer Val Cook, office manager Kayleen Anderson, sales manager Julie Burley, and production assistant Alyssa McDaniel. And a big thank you to our fine sponsors. Thank you for tuning in to the First Bank of Wyoming broadcast. For archive games, talk shows, and interviews, visit mylocalradio.com. Like and follow My Local Radio Sports on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all things local athletics.